All right, what's up, you guys? Brian here with a real quick recap of this week's episode of NWA Powerrr. I was able to sit down and watch this week's episode, or tonight's episode of NWA Powerrr on the Roku Sports channel. So here is what went down. We saw a total of 4 championships on the line on tonight's episode. We saw Brian Idol successfully defend the NWA World Television Championship against Carnage in of the tag team Blunt Force Trauma, and with that victory, that makes seventh. That's Brian Idol's seventh successful title defense of the World Television Championship, which means he now can challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. We heard from the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions, Tiffany Nieves and Valentina Rossi, otherwise known as TVMA, along with their manager, Miss Star, and their enforcer, Greta, talking about their title defense on tonight's episode against Allison Kay and Marty Bell, the Hex. Then we heard from Tom Latimer, who talked about his match next week, where he challenges Thrillbilly Silas Mason for the NWA World Heavyweight title. We have new NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions, as the Hex were able to defeat Tiffany Nieves and Valentina Rossi to become the new NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions. When there was dissension near the end of the match between Nieves and Rossi, and that's what caused them to lose those tag team championships. Afterwards, Nieves got in Valentina's face, saying, "You lost this match. You lost the titles." Nieves, Miss Star, and Greta would turn on Valentina, leaving her laying in the middle of the ring. Of course, Nieves still the NWA Women's Television Champion. Let's see. Then we heard from the group known as The Lost, Alex Misery, Gags the Gimp, and Crazy Steve. Talking about Alex Misery's upcoming match on tonight's episode against Carson Drake in a No Limits match. Then we also heard during an in-ring segment from Aaron Stevens, or formerly the former Damian Sandow in the WWE, along with Carson Drake and Lockjaw Drake, who suffered an injury. This is how far out I am from watching NWA Powerrr. Apparently, there was a match between the Lost and Aaron Stevens, Carson Drake, and Lockjaw Drake, where Lockjaw Drake got injured. And Carson Drake promised revenge on Alex Misery in their match that took place next. And Carson Drake was able to win this match over Alex Misery. It was a no limits match, which meant no disqualification, no count out, anything goes. And Carson Drake used his own sweater or sweatshirt to pretty much choke out and try to suffocate Alex Misery, to the point where the referee rang the bell, was like, "No, it's over," because Carson locked in a rear naked choke while he had his sweater over the face of Alex Misery for the victory. Then we heard from the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero, in a promo. Then we had, for the NWA Women's World title, it was the current champion, Natalia Markova, successfully defending against the quintessential diva, Giselle Shaw, in a very competitive matchup that I thought Giselle Shaw was going to walk out with as the new NWA Women's World Champion. But Natalia Markova, once again, under adversity, successfully defended and successfully walked out with the NWA Women's World Championship. Then we heard from Alex Taylor, the former NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, who cut a promo about his match next week against Damian Fenrir. Then we had the main event was for the NWA United States Tag Team Championships. It was the Slime Balls defending successfully against the Country Gentlemen, and the team is consisted of AJ Kazana and Anthony Andrews, I believe it is. Let me make sure. I don't want to get any information wrong. So I'm checking cagematch.net. Let's see here. I believe it's AJ Kazana and actually KC Kazana, I believe, because on cagematch.net it has two tag teams, two teams for the Country Gentlemen. It has both have AJ Kazana in it, but one had Anthony Andrews and the other one is KC Kazana. So I think that's the current one. Yep, that is the one. KC Kazana is the other one. My apologies. But the Slime Balls were able to defeat the Country Gentlemen to keep the NWA United States Tag Team titles. There was two other promos that took place before the main event. One was Thrillbilly Silas Mason, the NWA World Champion, talking about Tom Latimer and the match next week on NWA Powerrr. And then we heard from Mike Mondo, the NWA National Champion, and Slade, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, talking about their match next week against JAC and Wrecking Ball. So that was pretty much the episode tonight. So my overall thoughts on NWA Powerrr, this week's episode. It was only on for an hour, and the matches felt quick. Like it was like, okay, we got 1 hour to feature all these title matches and everything that was on the show. So the matches felt like they were real quick, short. They did, like I said, they were able to feature the 4 title matches. So that was pretty good. But like I said, the matches were pretty short. And that pretty much was it. So with that in mind, next week, as I mentioned on NWA Powerrr, we're going to see the NWA World title on the line. Tom Latimer challenging Silas Mason. Alex Taylor goes one-on-one with Damian Fenrir, Fenrir, and the Wrestling Machine, Mike Mondo and Slade. They're going to go against JAC and Wrecking Ball. Those are 3 matches that were signed for next week. So I cannot wait to see what happens next week. So with that in mind, this has been my NWA Powerrr episode recap. As always, I am Brian, and I will see you next time. See ya.